It's a little bit loud, and the last one was long, so I'll keep this short. I'm here.
Many styles, I'm a student in the gym, made it fluid in my moves. Break through it with a lift, you kick a toothpick, kung fu kick with a spin, speedball the undisputed superhuman in the ring. So fluid that it's looking like he's flew across the ring.
What's going on, my good people? It is DJ Danny Ocean, host of 3NT Wrestling, of course, 101.9 Kiss FM, the hottest night show on the planet, the Danny Ocean Show. Look, you guys know I'm a big wrestling fan. We do this wrestling stuff weekly over here, and we bring you out some pretty dope interviews, and today is probably going to be one of my favorite ones. Yeah, no, I don't do this thing alone, though. I got my bro with me, Malik. What's good, Brody?
What up? What up? What up? How y'all doing?
And of course, I got my homegirl, Lucia Lashes and Larrets is in the building. What's going on, Lulu?
Hey, how y'all?
But like I said, we got a really dope guest today, a really cool interview coming up with my man, one of the newest superstars on the AEW roster. This man is taking over your TVs every Wednesday, every Saturday. It's Speedball Mike Bailey. Mike, what's up, brother?
Thank you guys so much for having me. How you doing?
All is well, man. Appreciate you, like I said, taking the time out to rock out with us for a minute. Man, I will tell you this. When your music hit as that surprise entrant for that match against the Beast Mortals, I lost my mind, brother. I lost my mind. I've been watching you on the indie scene for a while. Seen you at DPW a few times.
Yes.
Right here in North Carolina, a few other spots. But yeah, how does it feel being on that AEW roster right now?
Oh man, it's amazing. Honestly, AEW is where the best wrestle. And I mean, that's what I felt. That's what I've noticed looking at the shows. I've been lucky enough to work in the past with a lot of people in the locker room, or if not just be on shows with them. And I feel right at home in AEW. Also, shout out Mikey Ruckus for that theme song you heard in Fresno. The reaction just to that playing was amazing. Shout out to DPW as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, you're coming from Canada. Pro wrestling has taken you all over the world. You did have a 3-year run in TNA, several Match of the Year awards. You won gold in pretty much every company you've been in. What made you say that 2025 is time? It's time for me to sign with AEW.
I mean, I think that I've been a professional wrestler for nearly 20 years now. I've worked incredibly hard, and I think that looking at AEW, the people who are wrestling there, Takeshita, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, and people like that are people that I've worked with in the past and regarded as the best wrestlers in the world, and those are the people that I want to share the ring with. And I mean, that's true of them, but also so many others in AEW right now. And I mean, I'm so pumped for all the potential matchups that I could have over there.
I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat right now has has made plenty of several fantasy bookings between you and different people on that AEW roster. One match that I'm really looking forward to is one match you actually had a Match of the Year award for back in 2023. You versus Will Ospreay. Is that a match you're looking forward to happening under the AEW banner?
It absolutely is. I mean, when I signed my AEW contract, that was definitely one of the matches that I had in mind. And I think I wrestled Will Ospreay on 5 other occasions, and it always created buzz. It was always a great learning experience. It definitely leveled up my career every single time, because that's the kind of pro wrestler he is. He's the kind of pro wrestler that you get better every time you step into the ring with him. And to do it on a platform the size of AEW, I think would be one of the best things I could do for my career as a professional wrestler.
I agree. That would be amazing. And since we're talking about big platforms, this weekend, huge platform, AEW Dynasty is going down in Philly. Tickets are on sale right now. You can get them at AEWtix.com. Go ahead and get those. But you're in a triple threat match with Ricochet and Kenny Omega. Now Ricochet's been doing his thing. We're seeing a new version of him in AEW. I'm absolutely loving it. Kenny is Kenny. Kenny is just Kenny Omega, and we know that you've been chasing this match with Kenny Omega for what 10 years plus?
For 10 years, yeah. Kenny Omega had a match in PWG in 2015, and Kenny Omega is definitely someone who's like path I've been following for a very long time, coming out of Canada and sort of not being enamored with what wrestling was offering at the time in terms of like pro wrestling on American television, and deciding to make his own path, right? And seek out the kind of wrestling that he liked. And that took him to Japan, to DDT in particular, where he wrestled for many years, which is also where I wrestled for many years. And if you're not familiar with DDT, it is different, right? It's offering audiences an alternative, especially in Japan, where pro wrestling has a huge history behind it, extremely cultural. DDT wanted to take that, twist it, and present it to a different audience. And I mean, if you've seen crazy clips of pro wrestling, either just in the forest or in a train or with the blow up doll, that's from DDT. And getting to walk in Kenny's footsteps over there really, really changed the way I look at professional wrestling. And that's why I think Kenny Omega is possibly the best wrestler in the world today. And getting to share the ring with him, I know, is unbelievable. And also, you know, Ricochet is going to be there too.
My question, what is your mindset going into that match? What does this match mean for you, this triple threat match this coming Sunday at Dynasty?
I'm only 2 matches into my AEW tenure, and I'm looking to be there for a long time. Winning this match this early in my time at AEW would really cement my place as one of the greats. And I mean, I want to get to the top. I want to be known as the best wrestler in the world. I want to take the international championship and defend it all over the world. I mean, if you know my story, right? Something that has been a huge obstacle for me is just being born in Canada and not having the same access to pro wrestling as people who are born in America. And I think winning something like the international championship and getting to take it and defend it all around the world against other people and really help elevate people from countries that don't have the same access to opportunity as people born in America. I think that is ultimately a great goal of mine, and that is something that winning this match would really give a jump start to and help me do. Because again, AEW is the biggest platform that I could possibly have, and I have some great goals when it comes to professional wrestling. So winning this match at Dynasty would be absolutely huge for my career and everything I want to achieve.
For sure. That's awesome. Malik, would you have?
Yeah, I just wanted to continue on that question real quick. Malik Wilson, MLB bro, I appreciate you for taking your time to be with us. You said like it's hard to get into the wrestling industry and find wrestling schools because you're from Canada. You have a vet in the locker room, Colt. Have you had a chance to like kind of chop it up with him so he can give you like advice and things like that?
So I haven't. I only met him briefly, but he's someone who he talked about in interviews before how he was willing to help the younger generation. So I would definitely love to pick his brain when I have the chance. I mean, I think he is also coming from Canada, had a very different path than a lot of pro wrestlers who had a straightforward road to being on television, being contracted. When I started wrestling in 2005, this is pre-social media. It was in Quebec. We're on top of a literal border. There's also a language barrier that separated Quebec from the rest of pro wrestling. So it took me a lot of time to actually, even get paid. I wrestled for 5 years or so before I first got a $5 bill. And that's $5 Canadian. That's worth nothing now. In an envelope from a promoter for the first time. I know that Cope is also someone who went through the same thing, had to go on those death tours across the northern Canada. That's what they call them, because you're driving on like a tour bus on icy roads, and it's extremely dangerous. And that's what you have to do when you're from Canada. You have to work just a little bit harder than a lot of other people. So I definitely look up to him and have a lot of respect for him for that reason. And I would love to get the chance to learn from him.
That's
All right.
amazing.
Well, hard work pays off, man, and it's definitely showing in your case. One more question. I went on your YouTube. You have your own YouTube. Everybody go check it out. He vlogs his own experiences at Speedball Mike Bailey on YouTube. I saw that when you got the call to be on AEW, you was actually, I'm a gym guy myself, so you was in the gym doing cardio. Tell me what it was like. Like, I get that, discussions were happening. I understand that you probably knew that the time was coming, but to actually get the phone call, like, yo, I'm about to be on AEW, I'm about to make my debut. What was it like in that moment for you?
It all happened so fast. And so I had to go home, back to Canada, back to Montreal for like January and February, waiting for my visa and finalizing everything. And if you've been in Montreal in January and February, it's cold. And I would walk to the gym every single day, like 30 minutes out in the cold to go and do my workout again, because working out and training was my job. It was what I did. While I wasn't taking pro wrestling bookings, I was like, I'm going to be fully focused on training pro wrestling, which I did at the IDBS Wrestling School in Montreal, and just physical fitness. So I would be in the gym for like 3 hours every day. And it was at the end of a session that they aired the video, and I was just in the zone, drenched in sweat, on the Stairmaster, just finishing my workout, pushing through those last like 10 minutes. And then my phone just started blowing up. And my wife Veda Scott called me, and they aired the video, and I was like, this is crazy. And then just all the messages, all the texts, all the tweets, social media going insane, because I think people kind of knew, right? It had kind of been popped out a little bit, kind of leaked that I might be going to AEW, but now it was official, and the response was overwhelmingly positive, which was fantastic, especially in a world of where social media can be so difficult and so toxic. Mm-hmm. Everyone was just so excited to finally see me get the chance to go to AEW. And I'm telling you, I powered through those final 10 minutes of my workout.
Now, I'm curious myself, because I'm sure there was interest from several other companies for you. What made you decide to go with AEW? Is it just because of their roster? Because it is where the best wrestle?
So, yeah, I mean, it's a tagline, but I think it's absolutely true. I believe in professional wrestling as an art form, right? And I think that I don't really believe in disconnecting pro wrestling. I think it's a global community, and I think AEW is very tapped into that. And I think there's people from all over the world wrestling there. I think there's a fantastic diversity in terms of the AEW locker room, and I really wanted to be part of that.
I understand that, most definitely. Lucia, what you got?
So, a huge fan. Hi, this is Lucia from Lashes and Lariats. So, I've seen a lot of your matches. Which match do you feel brought the best out of you?
Ooh, if you want to go to deep cuts, I think that me versus Mao in DDT, who Mao was my tag team partner in Moonlight Express for a very long time. And we were in a tournament, so we ended up having to wrestle each other. And I mean, DDT at the time, still today, really offers pro wrestling audiences a completely different experience from what they're used to seeing. So we really got the chance to pull out a completely different high-flying style of professional wrestling, put out the style of pro wrestling that we both love, and we worked on it very, very hard and presented something very different from what we're used to seeing. And I mean, I think we brought out what we're all about, the kind of wrestling that our generation really wants to see. And I think DDT was the perfect place to do it. And I'm so excited to get to do that same kind of wrestling now on an even bigger platform in AEW.
Oh yeah, we are definitely looking forward to it for sure. What else you got, Lila?
I'm a little, yeah, no, I'm good. This is so cool.
Now, we talked about, the big platform that is AEW, and you joined the company right before their biggest event of the year, AEW All In Texas, July 12th, Globe Life Field in Arlington. How excited are you to potentially be taking part in that event?
I'm blown away by the fact that I even get to be on Dynasty in Philadelphia this Sunday. I mean, All In. If I win the international championship this Sunday, being able to defend that at All In would be an absolute dream come true. It would be by far the biggest audience in front of which I'll ever have wrestled. And I really think I could do something special, something that could change professional wrestling if I got the chance at that venue. Because I know that All In is going to be one of the greatest pro wrestling events of all time. And I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. Now, I'm curious. This is off wrestling a little bit, but I see you streaming on Twitch a lot. You play a lot of Balatro.
I do, yeah.
I have not played it yet. I downloaded it last night. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But are there any other games you play, or any other games you frequently play?
So most of what I've done on Twitch is watch pro wrestling. I've also put on some live pro wrestling events on Twitch. It's funny because I love to play video games, and I do play them sometimes on Twitch, but I find that I would rather just talk and hang out with people. And I'm always bothered when I'm playing video games, and that means I can't talk to my audience, right? Which is kind of what I liked about Balatro, is that it's not so, engaging, that you actually get to talk and engage with your audience. Because I mean, that's what I like about Twitch. That's the reason I got into it in the first place, was during the pandemic. I didn't have an avenue to perform, and I still wanted to stay connected with that kind of small community that had built around pro wrestling and Speedball Mike Bailey. Right. So Twitch was the perfect place to go and get back in there and get to engage with all the friends that I have from all over the world.
Right. Understandable.
I was just going to ask you that, actually. I had a question about that, because when I was watching your YouTube channel, you're very grateful for the wrestling community that follows you. Like, I remember when you were talking about getting the call to AEW, how you felt blessed, and you're grateful that you could bring a community like that with you. What's it like to not only live your dream, but to have a community that's so supportive that you guys get to live this dream like together in real time, since you're literally documenting everything that's going on?
I used to compete in Taekwondo for the longest time.
Yep.
Right.
Black belt. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I was very good at it. The highest I ever placed was I got silver medal at the national championships. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that I could never relate to is when I would see like MMA fighters who were like, I'm going into battle, I'm gonna kill this guy. That was never me. Mm-hmm. I was like, I wanna win, because that's the goal. And my opponent, if they're, getting a match with me, then they're probably very skilled, and I respect them, and I appreciate the fact that they got to, compete and wanted to enter this tournament and fight me. And I never had like that animosity. And I think that's why I gravitate more towards professional wrestling than actual like competition, because pro wrestling is essentially a team sport. When one person wins, when the show is good, when the audience has a good time, when the promoter's happy, everyone wins.
Right.
And I grew up in a rather large family. I have 3 other siblings, and I like that team spirit. And I think that's what makes pro wrestling work. I don't like to compete. I don't want to win. I don't want to be the best for myself. I want to be successful in pro wrestling so that I can elevate others around me. Mm-hmm. And there is no way to be successful in professional wrestling just by yourself. I mean, when you see Speedball Mike Bailey, again, I come out to a song that Mikey Ruckus made and put great care and effort into. Sway Archer makes all my costumes, and he works so incredibly hard and is a huge part of the presentation of Speedball Mike Bailey. My wife, Veda Scott, who is also a professional wrestling commentator and is very active, watches all of my matches and helps me and supports me. And I am never alone in the ring. And that's how pro wrestling works. I wouldn't be where I am if there wasn't when I got banned from the US for 5 years, if there hadn't been a swell of support from people all over the world, I had gotten to wrestle in Europe just a little bit. And if there wasn't people messaging promoters, hey, Speedball can't be in America, let's bring into Europe, and hundreds of people messaging promoters being like, hey,
that's awesome.
We want this person to keep going, then of course I have to keep going. And that's how my career has been the entire time.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'll be honest with you, man. This is like learning that about you. It's like a whole new respect, a whole new level of respect for what you do. And you're not saying it's all about you. It's not you recognize that as a team, a team's like that's awesome. Salute to you, brother. Now, gonna go and get you out of here because we know you got to get ready for your match at Dynasty this weekend with Ricochet and Kenny Omega for the International Championship. We always put everybody on the spot when we do our interviews. We got to get you to run that top 5. So we need your top 5 favorite matches of your career of all time.
Ooh, top 5 favorite of matches of my career. Okay, this is a very difficult one because there's so many. Okay. See, I hate that now. Now the problem is that I don't have time to think, right? Or it's just dead air. But okay, so I'm gonna say again, I think your last match is your best match. So the 4-way match that led me to qualify at Dynasty against Orange Cassidy, Mark Davis, and Ricochet, which the ending was a little bit unfortunate with Ricochet coming in and stealing that pin.
It's a little iffy. Still, I think you won.
You definitely won.
I think you won. That's just me. But hey.
I mean, it's a triple threat match for a reason, but I think so too. That has to be one of my favorite matches of all time. Let me try to think of some. So, okay. Beta Scott, who is my partner, we've had a lot of tag team matches together, and the last one we had was at Wrestling Revolver against Rich Swann and Matthew Palmer. It was an Iowa street fight, so a lot of weapons. We used corn as a weapon. We got to go out there and have fun. And I mean, Veda is my tag team partner in life and in the ring. So, and it might be, Veda's been transitioning from professional wrestling to commentary. So that was their last match, and it might be their last match ever. It might not, but it was a great way to go out. I think that the hour-long match that I had against Josh Alexander,
that's
really good. Yes,
right?
Classic, definitely a classic.
Was one of my favorite matches. Again, the hardest I have ever worked. Oh man, see, now you've got my brain going, and I'm thinking of so many matches. So okay, number 4. PWG Battle of Los Angeles Finals of 2023 when I defeated Konosuke Takeshita in a absolutely grueling 20-minute match, which was my 4th match that day. I wrestled for a combined hour and a half or something crazy.
Wow.
Again, so this was a weird one where my visa came in on January 8th. And the tournament played out over 2 days for everyone else, so January 7 and 8. Right, so the quarterfinal matches on the first day, and then the 8th on the first day, and then quarterfinal, semifinal, and final on the last day for everyone else.
Right.
But because my visa only came in on the second day, I had to do all 4 matches on the second night.
Wow.
Which I did, and it was absolutely grueling. And then number 5, again, that singles match with Kenny Omega that I had in PWG in 2016 that completely changed the way my brain works and the way I see professional wrestling, and I will hold that match in my heart forever.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Mike, once again, man, we definitely appreciate your time. And guys, if you have not got your tickets to AEW Dynasty going down in Philly this weekend, definitely get them. Again, Speedball, we appreciate your time, man. We definitely thank you for coming by. We know you got a lot going on, and we're happy for you, bro. We are definitely happy for you.
Yes, it's amazing to witness it from this side, man. We appreciate the viewing of that.
Well, thank you all so much for having me. As I said, pro wrestling is a team sport, and I'm glad I have a very, very large team supporting me. So I really appreciate you guys being part of that and having me on today.
Yes,
Thank you for your time.